defense, saying he's facing trumped-up charges. The case against Magashule and his co-accused has been postponed to June for pre-trial proceedings.
Magashule insists the charges are nothing but a political ploy to tarnish his image. Now, he faces charges of money laundering, theft and corruption relating to a 250 million rand asbestos project audit, which took place in the Free State around 2014. Now, our senior reporter, Siphamandla Goge, has been following the case, and he joins us. Hi there, Sipha. So it was really interesting because there were two different elements to what happened in court today. There was the postponement of the pre-trial hearing, but also this civil case. So break it all down for us. What happened in court today?
Okay, phase one was about the criminal pre-trial proceedings that were postponed. They didn't take long, just a matter of minutes, and then we dispensed with that. We had to proceed and deal with the issue of civil litigation. Now, the main reason the criminal pre-trial proceedings were postponed was simply because you cannot continue with the case without going through this application that has been brought by 4 applicants. So in this case, the total number of accused in total is 15. You break it down to 10 individuals and 5 companies. Out of these 10 individuals, 4 of them, including suspended ANC Secretary-General Ace Magashule, Tabani Zulu, as well as Edwin Sodi, those are the notable high-profile accused persons. They decided, together with the 4th one, to apply. They want the court to compel the prosecution team to give them a list of witnesses that are implicating them. They also want further particulars from the state to prepare for the case. And on top of that, their main application central to all of this, they want the charges to be withdrawn. They are saying, well, the way we were charged and the nature of these charges is unconstitutional. They say, based on that, we want you to remove these charges. So that is the civil litigation that was going on for the better part of the day. Now, the criminal pre-trial matter has been postponed to June, so that by the time we get to June, we would have had judgment from this civil litigation, which is set down for today and tomorrow. So earlier on, we were able to speak to Advocate Mthunzi Mhaga, who speaks on behalf of the National Prosecuting Authority, because the NPA or the prosecution is opposing the application by the 4 accused persons. They are saying, no, they've supplied them with the indictment, they've given them all the information they want to prepare for the case, and there is no need for new information to be supplied to them. And they are saying, when it comes to the issue of the suspended Secretary-General of the ANC, Magashule's former personal assistant, they are saying, well, they would have anticipated that by now she would have been charged. Remember, she had said she was going to be the state witness, according to the reports, that what she said, but earlier on she came out to dispute that, to say, no, I'm not willing to be the state witness. I never agreed to be the state witness. Now the state has been moving in trying to get her charged so that she could join the other co-accused here in court. But let's take a listen to what Advocate Mthunzi Mhaga had to say about the application that has been brought by the 4 applicants.
In February last year, in the magistrate court, we served them with an indictment which had a list of witnesses. And in terms of the Criminal Procedure Act, that's sufficient in order for them to prepare themselves for their defense when the trial resumes. So we don't know what else can we do in order to satisfy them. But on the other arguments that they are coming up with, we are still confident that we are putting up a very strong argument to oppose the application, because we believe it has no merit. Everything we've done has been above board, and we'll be able to argue vigorously for the dismissal of their application.
I mean, that sounds very clear and cut and dried, but of course, if you listen to Ace Magashule, they're saying, well, we don't have the details, there's so much noise around these charges, and he's adamant these charges are politically motivated against him. Magashule also saying, I can't be charged for a lack of oversight because I'm not an accounting officer. There's a lot of confusion around the charges. Just break it down for us, exactly what Ace Magashule's argument is on this.
Well, it's always the case with these high-profile cases. You will get high-profile accused persons saying, well, I don't know what is the nature of the charges I'm facing. I need more information. There will always be that back and forth between the state and the defense. But at the end of the day, you can only get certainty once you get underway with the matter itself. But for now, Magashule is adamant that, well, he has done nothing wrong. He maintains his innocence. Of course, all accused persons have not pleaded for now, so we'll wait for them to plead once the trial itself gets underway. But in public, Magashule has pleaded not guilty, saying, listen, these charges are politically motivated. I don't have a case to answer. Be that as it may, I'm here in court. However, I still maintain that I'm being politically persecuted. He addressed his supporters outside court today. Let's take a listen to what he said.
Well, in the indictment, in the information we have gathered, I'm nowhere. And that's why we are surprised. What charges am I facing? Corruption. What corruption have I done? Because if they say corruption, it means you have received money, you have done this and all that. So we'll hear from them tomorrow. But we have a very strong case.
Of course, this is not just about what's going on in court. It's also about the way the ANC politicians are aligning themselves with him or not. I mean, Carl Nias is always there. We have also seen that Dakote Legoge also tends to be in support of him. But also today we saw Mervyn Dirks. And Mervyn Dirks, of course, is the ANC member who was axed by his party or suspended by his party from the Standing Committee of Public Accounts because he called for that leaked audio of President Ramaphosa speaking at that ANC meeting to be investigated. Interesting that he was there.
Very interesting. He joined the proceedings very well, not late, but when the proceedings were already underway, he arrived in court. And Magashule was very happy to see his comrade in court. And also NEC member Dakote Legoge joined very late today, but he played a central role when it was time for adjournments, addressing the media, basically pledging support and allegiance to Magashule as the suspended Secretary-General of the ANC. Inside court, I was able to speak to Dakote Legoge. I asked him about his presence in court. He said he was here to support justice because he feels that the charges against Magashule are unfair, and he says he's of the view that the suspended Secretary-General of the ANC will emerge victorious. And that was a moral boost to Magashule to have an NEC member of Dakote Legoge's caliber coming here to support him, as well as Mervyn Dirks coming to support him. Obviously, those traditional supporters like Carl Nias will always come to court, and other ordinary members of the ANC and supporters of Magashule were outside court to show moral support. There have been questions about the level and amount of support that Magashule continues to get. Some people were saying the support is dwindling. Those who organizes his supporters saying, well, hang on, we have not mobilized people because this matter is still going to drag for a very long time. So for now, we are saving our resources and we are asking people not to come. But today there were people outside court to support Magashule, not so much of a bigger crowd, but quite a decent and sizable amount of people who came here to support him. Let's take a listen to what Dakote Legoge said.
He is the Secretary-General, Chief Executive Officer of the governing party, who is supposed to ensure that their jobs, there's service delivery, our kids get education, we get health, and all other benefits that all citizens deserve, in particular taxpayers and ratepayers. Now this Secretary-General is being diverted to come to court with flimsy charges, and I mean, that's quite unfair, and it's quite taxing for the unity of the African National Congress, which is supposed to be stable, which is supposed to ensure that it leads the entirety of society in the country.
So Dakote Legoge clearly nailing his colours to the mast, that he's very much in support of Magashule. Siphamandla Goge, thank you very much, coming to us live from Bloemfontein. And of course, the civil matter continues tomorrow, and that is dealing with the 4 people of the 15 who are accused of fraud and corruption in that asbestos audit case. They are claiming that the charges should be withdrawn. So the civil matter continues tomorrow.